The purpose of feedback is to identify the student's level of understanding and then plan the next steps towards achieving the learning intentions or goals. In reviewing the feedback for this Year 10 formative assessment task, I found that the feedback given was very minimalistic. The teacher only identified where the student achieved the success criteria. In some cases, this feedback is good as it draws attention to their success, which in turn encourages them to perform well. However, I feel as though there should have been additional feedback in the form of comments and steps the student can take to achieve a higher grade. Firstly, the task was completed over two 50-minute lessons. Therefore, the student could have gone into more detail about each source. The student could have expanded more to provide more detail on the Japanese perspective for each source. When analyzing the second source, the student does not provide evidence on why Alonzo Hamby thought the atomic bombs were unnecessary. The teacher giving the feedback did not identify this. Furthermore, the student could have identified and analyzed the source further. For example, identifying if it's a primary or secondary source, the significance of the source, identifying the intended audience and the intended purpose of the source, and they could have gone into more depth about the language used in both sources. Analyzing sources is a key historical skill. This student does a good/satisfactory job, but there is room for improvement. The feedback the student has been given will not help them improve on their source analysis skills. Roy Killen states teachers should provide corrective feedback. However, in this task, the teacher has not provided corrective feedback, but instead just identifies where they met certain criteria points. This will not help the student improve for their next tasks. Students need feedback in order to learn and improve. It needs to be accurate and relevant to the task and their way of learning. It is clear that the feedback for this task is accurate, but it is not personal to the individual learner. This could also lead to the student becoming disengaged as they have not received the encouragement or constructive feedback which would make them want to strive to improve. John Hattie and Helen Timperley state that feedback for assessment tasks is used to drive students towards goals, or simply just to do better, which is vague. They find that there is often little feedback in assessment tasks, which is the case for this atomic bomb task. According to Hattie and Timperley, feedback should address three questions. Where am I going? How am I going? And where to next? This provides students with goals, monitoring of progress, and strategies to continue on their learning. Hattie and Timperley state that feedback for assessment tasks should provide students information about how and what they understand and misunderstand, finding directions and strategies that they must take to improve, and seeking assistance to understand the goals of learning. Thank you.